Hello there, 7th grade students, and welcome to Monday, January 25th. I hope you had a lovely weekend. And today we are going to be moving on in our verb chapter to some other problem verbs. We talked about a few last week, and this week we're looking at two more examples and then just kind of a final category for that. So let's begin. We are on page 231 of your green textbook, and it is lesson 50, using other problem verbs. So as always, we are going to take a look at the gray box for just a general summary of what we will be doing. And if we look at that, we realize that the problem verbs, the first two, are can and may. And can means to be able to do something. Can I? Am I able? May means to give me permission. May I be excused from the class? May I perform for you now? Then the second category is let and leave. Let means to allow or permit. Leave means to go out the door. To depart, go away from, or allow to remain. Leave me in here would also be a proper use. And then finally, a lot of times we incorrectly use the word of instead of the correct form, which is have. Be careful when you are doing that. And then making sure that we use the correct second and third principal parts of some verbs that are referred to later in this chapter, but there's a list of them there. So let's begin, and we will take a look at a fun little cartoon called Can versus May. So it just shows the difference. Can you play the piano, Abby? That means, do you have the ability? And then Abby answers, not very well. Maybe she can a little bit, but not very well. But let's pretend now that Mom has shushed her and told her to be quiet while she's on the phone. Or Mrs. Cooper, I guess that's the person here. And so now Abby looks up at Mrs. Cooper and says, may I play the piano now, Mrs. Cooper, now that you're off the phone? And she says, yes, you may. You can, if you want to capture this in a screenshot and put it on index cards or your notes, that might be a good idea. So let's just review. Can means, are you able to do something? And if you take a look at your green book, you can see some examples there. So I'm looking at page 231 at the very bottom. Surely God can do anything. Can a mortal man understand God fully? And here are some things that I might ask you. Can you do these things? Can you play the piano? Can you sing? Can you play a sport? Can you dance? I know some of you can do that. Can you stand on your head? It shows the ability to do something. Now, may, on the other hand, means that you need my permission. May I go to the bathroom? May I leave the kitchen? May I do your dishes? So there's an asking permission. If you look at page 232, about a little over halfway down, may I get a drink? Father said that we may take a short break. So those are some other examples to show you how may works. So here's some others. May I eat the pizza? It's lunchtime, getting kind of hungry. May I sing for you now? May I be excused? May I wash the dishes for you? You need permission, you use may. Here's another little cartoon, and the key difference is that can talks about the ability and may talks about permission. So if you look at this example, it is generally used to give or ask permission formally. That's the word may. And can, it just talks about your ability. So see if you can remember those. And then we're going to move on to let and leave. And there's some examples in the book, so we'll look at those. But the first thing to talk about with let is that it is allowing or permitting you. I am letting you do something. I'm giving you permission. So there's another permission definition. Leave, on the other hand, means that you open the door and go out. You leave a room, or it can also mean leave me alone, which is, if I want to be in my room alone, it's a form of leaving. So let's take a look at your page 232. That's where let and leave begins. And the first example there, Brother Daniel let us finish our drawings. It means he gave us permission. So let me go back up here to let. Please let him come in. Again, it's permission, allowing. Let me in. Father, let us choose. So there's an evidence of giving permission or allowing. But then if we take a look at leave, going away, the summer birds will leave soon. This is on page 233. Now, here's another form of leave. This is the past tense. We left the house, not let the house. We left the house. Aunt Margaret has left some books. So don't forget that you have leave, left, have left. You have three forms of that you can use. All right. Let me show you my little cartoon for this one. I thought this one was pretty funny because I could see some of you guys doing this. After I taped my sister to the living room wall, my parents wouldn't they wouldn't give permission, me leave, go out the door, the house for a week. So I taped my sister to the wall. Notice the duct tape over here. And then the consequences were that my parents wouldn't let me leave. They would not let me depart. All right, let's take a look at a couple of others. This is pretty easy. Instead of saying I could have done that, you need to be very clear in your speech and say I could have done that. I should have done that. I would have done that. And so in this section of your book, page 233, the incorrect form is David would have spared Absalom. The correct form is David would have. Be really careful to speak clearly, but also be very careful to write that correctly. Then lastly, if you look at page 234, it gives a chart that shows the principal parts for some problematic verbs. Things like attacked. It is not attacked. It's attacked, attacked, have attacked. Blow completely changes. Blow, blew, not blowed, and have blown. Bring, brought, have brought. So these are some problem verbs in that when you add the ed to them, it's incorrect. So they do not get the ed. So they're problem verbs. They're just not in any of the categories of the previous ones. So I would take a picture or jot down that little chart and include it in my notes and note cards. Okay, let's take a look at class practice A. I would like for you to pause the video and do class practice A. And we're just going to do A. So get out a sheet of paper and hit pause. And I want you to answer 1 through 8 under class practice A. And then I'll go over them, and hopefully you'll have everything you need for Tuesday's homework. So hit pause, and when you are finished, come back. Okay, if you're back, then you have done the class practice, hopefully. And I'm going to read them and give you the correct answer. So number 1, Father said that we may go fishing tomorrow. Gave us permission to do that. Number 2, can Susan make the meal by herself, or does she need Mother's help? Maybe Susan's young. Does Susan have the ability? Can she make it by herself? Number 3, may I please open the window? Giving permission again. Number 4, we may not ride our bicycles on this busy highway. So Mom and Dad didn't give permission. Number 5, he has not let us enter the room. So perhaps the walls got painted, the carpets got cleaned, and he's not letting us in. He's not giving us permission yet. Number 6, the neighbors let us use their truck. They gave us permission. Number 7, Clifford left his car at the repair shop. Sometimes we get lazy and we might say Clifford let his car over there. That's incorrect. It should be Clifford left it at the repair shop. And then number 8, we should not leave the baby outside by himself. So remember, leave can be used as a form of I'm leaving you in a room by yourself. The baby was outside. We don't want to leave him there. So the correct form is leave. So hopefully you got all of those right. Bring those in on Wednesday. And I had candy the other day for you guys and totally forgot to give it to you. So maybe we'll have that. So anyway, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you on Wednesday.